Step right in, the pages spin, open court lights up the room. Introduction by the editors, dust and brass and old perfume. A lounging Outback afternoon, letters crossing coast to coast. A volume gradually grown from argument and from toast. Stanford trier, New York City, Philadelphia in the fall. Vienna candles, Madrid midnight, names are rising down the hall. Popper snaps, Campbell grins, Bartley leans into the heat. Wachtershauser, Vollmer, Egidi make the parquet thinking beat. They say this thing's close connection with biological theory and method, not a shrine to frozen answers, but chase where dead ends get beheaded. Part I's tuning up the horns, part 2 sharpens every tongue, part 3 brings the social weather. Watch the old conviction swing. No mirror gonna save your face, no final ground beneath your shoes. You can dress it up as certainty, still the band will call your bluff and blues. Swing, baby, swing through the blind variation. Test that bright idea with selective retention. Everything is open to criticism, that's the beat, that's the mission. From the frog to the scholar, from the eye to the mind. If sensation is not authoritative, leave the false throne behind. Swing, baby, swing, let the old frame break. No sacred hinge we can't remake. Darwin in the rhythm, reason in the glow. We learn by letting go. First they dance with physics only, polished glass and present life. Philosophy of biology versus philosophy of physics hits tonight. Presentationalism and a white talking like the stage is all, but the bios band keeps laughing. Life don't answer to that call. Presentationalism is Lamarckian while the chorus shouts back true. Natural selection and the emergence of mind cuts a doorway through the blue light and life. The pigments turning friendly sun to hostile glare. The narrow band of visible light, still a whole wild world out there. You can't crown the eye a monarch, can't make theory kneel to sight. The world keeps writing bigger charts than any neat and tidy ride. Swing, baby, swing through the blind variation. Test that bright idea with selective retention. Everything is open to criticism, that's the beat, that's the mission. From the algae to the thinker, from the pulse to the page. If sensation is not authoritative, we don't lock the cage. Swing, baby, swing, let the old frame break. No sacred hinge we can't remake. Darwin in the rhythm, reason in the glow. We learn by letting go. Gets thick with paradox, self-reference in a silver tie. The possible liar spins the floor and the theorem asks us why. Self-reference leads to contradictions, maybe, maybe not tonight. There are virtuous circles in the trumpet, feedback spirals in the light. Post is dealing cards with Gatto. Watkins checks the mark deck twice. Bartley answers everything is open criticism. Roll the dice, but the dancers feel the crisis. If all reason eats its own, will the skeptic take the ballroom? Will the dogma claim the throne? No, part of the excitement is the crossing of the streams. Knowledge, reason, social weather, not 3 kingdoms but one dream. Evolutionary epistemology is no museum trick or pose. It says the growth of knowing moves where trial and error goes. Blind variation and selective retention for the scholar and the nerve. Not a guarantee of heaven, just a better way to swerve. No system can explain itself, they murmur in the smoke. Epistemology is impossible, but listen close. That joke turns sour when the banking keeps playing and the floor keeps proving true. You don't need a final blessing to let criticism through. Swing, baby, swing through the conversations, through theories of knowledge and rationality. No need for iron certainties, just courage and contingency. Treats knowledge and knowledge processes as objective evolutionary products. Hear that brass lump testify, hear the old foundation crack up. Swing, baby, swing, from setup to flame, through crisis, questions, quarrel, name. And when the last page cools at dawn, we're not finished, we move on. A volume built from afternoons, from conversations and meetings. No marble and no final word, just ever sharper greetings. Stanford, California, Trier, West Germany, pull air reason in uncertainty.